Yes.
Wrong lever!
Wrong lever!
Wrong lever! Right. Oh no, it was the right lever. It's okay. Okay. There's the first voice break. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
What the fuck is this? It's a FMUF that's sort of like close to the past one that's almost on a regular schedule. What? What? I don't know.
We haven't had a week break or anything. It's awesome.
It's ridiculous. I don't know what to do with my life now.
Don't get used to it. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, with Agents of Chaos, things will come unexpectedly and out of the blue, and all of the other things, other idioms that one can think of that would be applicable.
September is dark and full of LARPs, so
quite.
There's also going to be a wee gaps, but then we'll have big froth sessions about them afterwards to make up for it. So
absolutely, it's going to be a bit manic for a while until the Great LARP winter hits. Which it's good. We're going to have a lot to talk about. There's a lot to look forward to, but for now we've got a particular topic for this month.
Oh, we did a plan.
We did it. We did like a whole plan. We like actually talked about what we were doing before we hit the record button instead of just like talking about treadmill desks, which we did that too, to be fair, but like we've actually got a plan. So for this episode, we're going to be discussing rituals at LARP.
Yeah.
Hey,
look, we said we were going to do it last episode, and we're doing it. True to our word.
I know. It's almost like we remembered what we were doing and what we were saying during that episode, which we don't normally. Like normally, it's just deleted into our it goes into our brains, it goes into the monitor, and we just delete the software, so we don't remember what we've recorded. But no, we remembered this time. And this isn't just, your backyard bloodstone circle rituals that you do on a Tuesday evening. This is no, my friend. These are rituals at LARP, which are a tiny bit different. So we're going to do a bit of a chat today. So Charles, what have been your ritual experiences at LARP?
Oh, I'm going first. I don't have an extensive first-hand ritual. I thought you're going to be talking more than I am in this, since you've actually performed and been a part of probably more rituals than myself. But I've seen a few, and I know that they exist in the world. So rituals are, because magic. If you're playing a LARP with magic, quite frequently they will involve the ability and capability to do rituals and rites and things like that. We've talked about battle magics and stuff previously. We talked about it in the last session. We talked about how it can be used as ranged combat. But they're often quite, they're like 5 seconds of roleplay, or even just saying a word to cast it. They're cool. But rituals will normally be set like a certain amount of time that you have to fill, where you will perform and act like you are doing these spell vocals and using these spell components. As a kind of performance to FISREP, the fact that you are summoning some great power from beyond, or wherever it is called from in the particular system.
From the void.
From the void, yeah. Screaming into the void. The void screams back.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes drops dead animals on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That can happen.
We'll not go there.
No.
My LARP experience of rituals, like I said, it's not too extensive. In fact, we've talked about pretty much most of it before, being the fact that it was I've witnessed your ritual in Empire E2.
Yeah.
And I've been an audience, curiously watching into a few others, but I've never myself performed one.
You were target of one on your MU, weren't you? At one point? Yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk about that one in detail.
Oh, okay.
I have an embargo on what I'm allowed to say about that one.
Oh shit! Okay, damn.
Yeah. So in one of my groups, Empire, we have a very sneaky night coven that. There's a bit of debate as to whether it's a secret or not. It's like, I think it was originally intended to be secret, but then people who didn't know that it was going to be a secret then were just talking about it, so it became a sort of, I think it's more of a running commentary joke sort of thing, but they make up for it by being fucking terrifyingly mysterious in character.
It's like the worst kept secret.
Yeah, so people know they exist, but they're freaky, and you don't know anything about them or their wily ways. So that is a ritual I've had performed on myself. which was pretty scary because I was surrounded by people I knew, people I hang out with and drunk with and stuff. But all of a sudden, they were like draping a veil over my head and muttering like whispers in my ear, and it was like, man, our hairs on end. Because people go ham into them. Like it's not, the people don't half-ass them normally. They really like to get into the spirit of it, which is good.
Hell yeah!
It's just a nice way of doing some kind of performance or wording or sort of choreographing some dance or something. It depends on the nation that's performing. If we're talking about Empire, like they're obviously if it's Brass Coast, for example, bright and colourful and bells and whistles, they're not going to do some solemn ritual. It's going to be basically a dance for them. Whereas if you're talking about High Guard or something who are slightly more solemn, no insult there, just the truth, then there's going to be more pious and more respectful, I guess.
Yeah, because High Guard are really religious and stuff as well, aren't they?
Precisely, yeah. But I don't know, it's awesome, it's fun. However, when I first joined LARP, I heard rituals described as cringe magic, and which is a term that I've heard used to describe it before, like multiple times now. Because it's a way of basically saying it's not for everyone, because a lot of people aren't as confident. I've mentioned this before several times now. People aren't as confident with vocals and such for magic in particular, because that's more of a stretch and more of a suspension of disbelief when you're LARPing is magic, because obviously magic ain't real. Sorry. Sorry, person who wanted to turn into a mermaid, but magic ain't real.
Yeah.
In our lovely real world, and as it exists in the LARP, you can't use repel and paralysis and summon things from the void and things. So it is more of a stretch of the imagination for some, and therefore people find it more difficult or embarrassing.
So at this point, I'm just going to put a little disclaimer in. Obviously, Charles hasn't read much Lovecraft, so we're just going to let him have his delusions.
Magic
isn't
okay,
everybody.
Real in real world in this sense. Because I know people have different beliefs and such associated with it. However, the magic used in Empire, for example, is not in this lovely world.
Yeah, just leave the sweet summer child to his delusions, guys.
Yeah, Empire's real.
Empire's so real. It's so real. There's no timeout.
But yeah, so it's not for everyone in that sense, because not everyone is okay or comfortable with making up these vocals, not as confident or happy doing that. But people that do go at it, when they go at it hard, it's like watching a live performance at anything. It's fascinating and entertaining to watch.
Oh hell yeah! But Empire super gets into it.
Yeah, they do. They really do. And they have, because you can perform rituals anywhere, but there's a Regio in sort of next to the Hall of Worlds, which is where all the mages hang out, all the cool kids hang out, where it can boost your rituals to do more powerful effects and such. So that's where the proper big rituals are cast. Because I didn't realize this when I first started doing Empire that you could cast rituals anywhere. I thought it was in this one place. So when I was looking to sort of witness one, because out of curiosity, I went there. And because those are the big ones, the crew normally tends to get involved with giving them a bit of sort of pyrotechnics and things like that. So the one I watched, there was smoke machines going off, and they were bringing in. I think they were doing Whispers Through the Black Gate, which is where you talk to someone who's deceased.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where they bring the kit back as well, and the actual character comes back. Yeah.
So they had someone back. It was either that or talking to an Eternal or something. I can't remember. I didn't really know what any of it meant because it was my first ever event. I was just like, there's lots of smoke over here. Lots of
what's all this? Ooh, shiny.
But yeah, but then when I got there and I was actually listening and watching this performance, it was really, really sort of enthralling to watch because they get into it so much.
Hell yeah.
But from someone who actually has performed them here, exclusive, Ella with a little bit more experience than me, probably enlighten a bit more.
Yeah. So rituals for me, it was a bit weird because obviously when I started LARPing, I was still pretty shy about the whole thing. Was pretty much exclusively just playing combat characters with the occasional bit of offensive magic to dabble in some bits of the game that I wasn't too sure about, and that was like the extent of being out of my comfort zone in that area. But I ended up going to LT, which is another fest LARP, much like Empire. Well, not much like Empire, but you know what? It's a giant fest up, loads of nerds on the field.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's massive battles, and there is at LT a ritual circle, which is much like the Regio at Empire, which is like a concentrated area of all your power, essentially, at LT. Now, unlike Empire, at LT, you do have to cast all your rituals in the ritual circle itself, which means you have to like book a slot for it. You've got loads of refs there taking down your every move, watching everyone's reactions to you. If you've got an NPC, they'll be taking down notes on how the NPC reacts. There'll be like a booth behind the ritual circle actually watching you, and you'll get a score for all your ritual to decide whether it was a success or a failure, and to decide the outcome of the ritual. And this can range from like really, really fucking bad to exactly and more than what you wanted. So the worst being 10 bells toll and a giant swarm of undead spawn from the circle and kill, and everyone in the ritual is dead, and like it's just a mess, and it's just fucking, it's insane. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. The best being everyone gets exactly what they wanted, and someone becomes like a super shiny demon, because like why the fuck not, right?
It's a desirable circumstance.
It is, exactly. We gotta love a demon, you know. They're great fun. They're great fun. Especially Court of Mirth. Those guys are hilarious. But yeah, no. Empire is a bit of a different beastie, because whereas at LT you feel like every single ritual is so closely watched and so monitored and so graded, that it's a giant anxiety ball for me.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Exactly, because obviously it's stage fright.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Whereas at Empire, you can get into the ritual game slowly. You can start by doing a small ritual with like your target, and then like maybe 1 or 2 people watching, like we did at E2, which is where we cast Blessing of New Spring on our friend Ashley's farm. And essentially it was just me and Ashley, and then 3 or 4 people watching, including Charles here. So no refs. Yeah, no refs. A really, really surprising, hilarious effect where the trees started echoing my voice back to me whilst I was casting, which was super funny, because I did not expect that to happen. So you know what? That was hilarious. And then you sort of just go to God and say, we cast this ritual. Can I have my shinies, please? And they're like, yeah, sure. I'll put it on your little character pack in the target. Put the effect of the ritual to tell you what it did and what happened to you, what happened to your farm, which in this case was shit went well.
Big old thumbs up.
Big old thumbs up, even though it's kind of an invaded Summersuak, but you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
It's super productive, even though it's invaded. It's productive and invaded.
I made money out of it.
It's true. It's double threat. It's fine. Just don't think about it too hard. So we had those sorts of things going on, which I found really, really nice, because obviously coming from something like LT, where it's a giant anxiety fest, to just being able to take my time with it and become more comfortable with the casting process and with preparing for the ritual, getting mana together, getting your target, getting your friends together, getting different focuses can be fun. So we talked about rituals being a sort of performance, yeah?
Yep.
Sort of the things that people do is they bring in props and focuses for the ritual to cast off of to make it even more immersive for the people. So you can have like circles of like ribbons or veils. You can have wands in the mix somewhere. You can have freaking ridiculous gems and shinies, and oh my god, you can just whatever you feel like the ritual is involved with, you can bring whatever you fucking want to enhance the RP.
You can go to extremes, things like where we have Future's End, a lot of people who do fire dancing and stuff, or they actually, as part of the performance of the ritual, will have choreographed things to do with poi and fire, like flame, so I don't know the actual name for the fire swords, but because I was sort of hanging out with people who play Name Eater at Future's End, and they were actually practicing a performance with these flame swords. Choreographing, and they were incorporating flash paper and sort of bags that are going to be ignited with sort of petals in them and things like that, so that they, with the props and actually showing it visually, you can get really, really into it if you've got the skills for it. I'm not saying run around and set yourself on fire, but
no,
if you have all of the licensing to do so and you're skilled with it, then bring it to a LARP, and because you'll get a big ooh and a big ah from it.
You will. Just have fun with it. Like, look at your ritual. My advice would be, if you are looking to cast something, decide on it beforehand, preferably like before a game. Look at what is actually needed for this ritual. And even if you're doing this in field, it can be hilarious because you're running around going, I need my focuses. Oh my God, somebody give me a thing. And sort of be like, okay, so it's a night ritual, maybe some dark and spooky shit. And we need like a scroll that's been scrawled on with the blood of my enemies. That sounds funny. You know what? Let's stick that in there for lols and see what happens. And then as you get more comfortable with doing this and assigning various accoutrement and performances to different rituals and different skill sets, you can then go into the Regio and start doing some national stuff, which is super, super cool, because it's like, it's just a whole different experience when you're casting in a tiny little private circle that you've just sort of created out of the rule of cool, and then going into the Regio and doing something that's a lot more structured. Because often in Regio, because it's so big, you'll get rituals that are like magnitude 40 to 150.
Yeah, it's pretty mental.
It's fucking insane. And to put that in context, you need crystal mana equal to that sort of level to be able to do it. So that'll be like 40 crystal mana for a 40 magnitude ritual if you've mastered it, if I remember that right. So it's just all completely mad. Actually, 20 minutes, something like that. I don't know.
Think it's half if you've mastered it. So it's there's a bit of maths involved.
there's maths. I've got the formula written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole different sort of beast, because you'll have a team together. You'll chat about what you're going to do before you go into the circle. And then a lot of the time when you get into the circle itself, no matter how much prep you've done, suddenly you need to do things off of the bat. Which is where
contact with the enemy.
Exactly, which is where things can start to get a little bit brain weasel anxiety again, simply because you'll need to respond to the RP that the others are doing in the circle with your own, and you'll have to come up with that on the spot most of the time.
Yeah.
Which, don't get too worried about it, don't get too stressed about it, just go with the flow, but be prepared that you may have to ad-lib some stuff, just RP appropriately, bounce off the people around you. Sort of, if you can hang out with your ritual group a few hours beforehand and get to know them a bit better, that's always helpful. But yeah, just have fun, because it is really, really cool. And you'll come out of that circle being like, oh my God, I just cast a magnitude 57. I'm like the most badass person.
Oh yeah, you'll feel badass for sure.
Oh hell yeah. You're just like, oh, I just put in some trods in Thule lands. I'm just no biggie, you know, I just cast that.
Badding.
Yep. Gotta love it. It's great fun. So
as with a lot of things we've mentioned, if you're new and unsure of doing things like this, there's often, you know, if you just take if you just in your LARP you get the skills capable to make you capable of performing these, there will normally be veteran LARPers who will be casting rituals who would be more than happy to let in a newbie in on their rituals and sort of just tell them what they can do during the ritual. You know, you probably won't be given all the big lines, but you'll be able to be part of it and have a little, and you know, just dancing along the side or whatever. But you'll be first hand and you'll get more of a feel for it and see if it's for you. There's always people you can ask for help or ask for advice, or who just can give you a small go at it.
Hell yeah, it's absolutely the case. Like if you're at Future's End, talk to your command team for your various factions, point them at the way of your head ritualists or your like head magic-y folk. Even just walking around the field and be like, hey, do you have the same magics that I got? Can you teach me how to use it? Because if you want to go for the route that your character genuinely has just got this magic and has no idea how it works, like they tripped and smacked their head on a rock and suddenly night magic, okay. Like that's perfectly legit. Just go around holding your hands out to people going, oh my God, I think I know night magic. What do I do with it? Because veterans they'll respond to that. Like people who have the skill will be like, oh, okay, come with me, my sweet
take you
child.
under the wing.
Yeah, I'll look after you, don't worry. There are a lot of LARPers like that, don't worry.
Yeah, for sure. It gives them game, gives them something to do, you know, helps everybody out.
Absolutely. Like, one rule of LARP that I love so much is ask the awkward questions. Like, if you find something out in game that's supposedly really taboo, go and ask someone about it, because they'll be so fucking flawed that you just ask them about like the one type of really forbidden magic that they'll be like, "What? Oh god, please stop talking."
Yeah,
Just
let's go somewhere more quiet.
yeah, it generates some great game, and you will end up in some really, really hilarious and stupid situations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much the lowdown on rituals, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, each system does it differently, but they all are fundamentally just a performance that sort of encapsulates what the ritual is all about. So sort of play accordingly, and there's no right or wrong way of doing it. Really, it's all up to the individual, and as long as it's within the rules and doesn't hurt anybody, then you're all good.
Absolutely, just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, pick an element of the game and just fucking go ham and see what crazy crap you can get up to, because there'll be shenanigans abound. I promise you this right now.
Yeah, there's something for everyone. You know, whether you want to use like fake blood for a blood ritual, or if you just want to tell a story for a ritual. I mean, I've seen that some nations do. If the ritual is bolstering someone's strength or something, or making someone more courageous, giving them some heroic skills, then quite often they will just sort of do the ritual will be them with an audience telling the stories of previous heroes, and then that is actually inciting the magic. It doesn't have to be big, flashy, and fire. It can just be singing songs or dancing or something. There's no right or wrong way of doing it, and that's the beauty of it. Really, it's so personalized.
Yeah. And again, like, if you are feeling super nervous about it, find a system where not every ritual needs a ref. Because again, that'll just set off the, oh my god, I'm so nervous, there's somebody watching me and grading my every move.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can just go off of your own back and your own time and work your way up to having a ref led or a ref graded ritual.
Yeah, maybe not for me.
We'll get you in a circle one day.
Yeah,
one
day. But I doubt I'll ever be at one like LT where they hold up boards like you've just done a dive in the Olympics and tell you how good you did.
Yeah, that's. I mean, to be fair, the one ritual that I did at LT before I changed the contribute skill, which you need a skill to contribute in a ritual. It's a 1-point skill. Ritualist itself, I believe, is 2 or 3, but you need a specific skill. And before I did my first ritual, I had this. I changed it afterwards, but my first ritual I did was a actual like field world plot big snacky thingy-majig where we were essentially opening the gateway for the next event.
Oh, cool.
And my lovely friend KJ sort of went, "Hey, you're new. Do you want to come and do a thing? You have contribute. Let's do the thing." And I was like, "Okay." So bar this hilarious and ridiculous shenanigan where I left my character card in my tent, and then it wasn't in my tent; it was in my notebook, and it was ridiculous. We got into this circle, and it was very much like being on a diving board, because you could see the people behind the fucking screen of this booth just like taking notes and staring straight at you. Oh lordy, it was like not a bad experience per se, but it was a lot for my first ever LT, like a lot. So yeah, throw yourself into things, but if after throwing yourself into said thing you're like, nope, too much, that's absolutely fine. Just back out, go and do something else, and then have a think about where you want to go from there.
Yeah, come find me and we'll just hit stuff with a stick.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah!
In the mundane camp.
Yeah, in
I am team mundane.
I am hit thing with stick. I am big fighty boy.
Exactly.
Hit with stick.
There's plenty of fun to be had. You can't do that's the beauty of Empire in a way, and LT big systems is the fact that you can't ever be good at everything in terms of like your character skills. There's just not enough XP for you to be the best ritualist, the best fighter, the best religious figure, because you kind of have to specialize these things. So, but at the same time, you're obviously you're missing out in some aspects, but you don't feel like you are, because you'll have so much fun being a warrior. You'll have so much fun being a ritualist who wears no armor and hits nothing, but can summon gods to his whim.
Yeah.
And the religious figure who has the ear of the gods but can't hit anything or use magic. Like you there's fun in being the best of each individual one, or being a jack of all trades and being okay at each.
Yeah.
So just because if ritual ain't for you, come find me. We'll hit stuff. It will be great.
Yeah. We're going to do,
we'll slag off all the mages and get drunk.
Or what we'll do is go and get some alcohol and then hallow it to something really stupid, and then just go around giving it to people and see what happens. Like, we'll just go around and just get everybody hello to trickery. It'll be great. Don't worry about it.
We'll give it a few more Ember events because Ella's new character is playing one that has religious skills, and we'll talk to you about how the religious game works at LARPs.
Yeah, boy. We're gonna see how that works.
I'll talk some more about hitting stuff, because unless I die, in which case I'll talk about crafting stuff.
Heck yeah.
Which we can do at some point as well.
Totes, mate. It's gonna be great. We're
still making plans.
There's gonna be so many plans. Also, I have a cheat sheet because I'm useless. It's like whenever I get a new character skill, I'm like, I fucking need a cheat sheet. I don't know how anything works. I need to write down my numbers.
I'm playing a prospector.
Yeah, I need my list.
Extra gold.
The 4 carrots. I got 4 bags.
Sorry, what? Elephant FMUF.
The Tangent Podcast. We're not even talking about maths.
Hooey, alright.
Hoover.
I think we answered that one pretty well.
We did. I think that deserves...
I do declare. Anyway.
I do declare that we are now shitty cowboys from the Midwest. Cool.
You know of any good Wild West LARPs? I don't actually know of any.
Oh, yes! God, what's it called? Beth Duna, the wonderful
the good,
Beth
the
Duna
bad,
was there.
and the dead, is that one?
Yes, there is that one. I have not been to it, but it looks fabulous. Yeah, one day.
Yeah, one day.
One day. We'll go to all the LARPs. I've done
sort of medieval fantasy, I've done modern mutant, and I'm gonna do pirate, so gonna throw a few more in there.
So many genres.
That's great.
And you will hear about all of them as we do the thing, because we are here now and transmitting our experiences to your earlobes. You're welcome. So speaking of transmitting things to your ears that may or may not be helpful, we have some questions to answer, I believe, Charles.
Yes. Are we doing the ones from YouTube or the ones from that you found on the interwebs?
Do you want to do your lot first, and then I'll have a pop with mine, because these could be quite funny.
No, that's not a problem.
Fabulous.
Right, we'll start with one of Matt Heels again, since he's we didn't get to answer that one last episode. So his was here it is. You mentioned that it's fun to create links with characters before playing. Gave a great example with the pit fight story in this episode. So this was one of the previous episodes, probably 8, I think. Where we talked about Empire again. It said, if you are new to LARP or to the game/system, how can people do this linking when they might not know anyone beforehand?
Right. Cracked knuckles. Let's do the thing.
You can start with this one.
Cool. So creating links. It's actually a lot easier than it sounds.
Correct, yeah.
It doesn't sound too easy, but believe me, it is. If your LARP has a Facebook group, this is a fantastic way to go about it.
Yep.
Because you'll have a lot of very frothy keeners who are very excited to do the thing all in one place. So what you can do is you can create a little post like a lure and just be like, hey guys, this is me. This is my character. Who wants to know my character? And then you'll get a load of really excited PMs being like, dude, we should make some really stupid ideas.
Yep.
Like, even dragging a friend along with you is another way to go about it. Like,
yeah, exactly that. That's why I did it. I'd never tried LARP before. I'd never been to Empire. Never even tried LARP. I've done D&D. That's it. I just post on. I find that Empire LARP has Facebook groups for each nation. I'm like, I'm being a winter market, so I post in there saying, "Hey, me and my best friend here, we're gonna do Empire. We've never done LARP. We have no idea what we're doing. Anyone willing to just show us the ropes, take us under a wing, that's it." And we've got a bunch of people who are more than happy, and through there we came up with sort of reasons why we know this group, and that's how I ended up actually joining Dunhearth, my group, because we liked them and they liked us. So yeah, easy enough. Just say hi and make links with people. It's all good.
Absolutely. Like your friends that are perhaps not LARPers just yet, but if you know anyone who does like D&D or Magic the Gathering maybe, or like any number of crazy
it's a gateway.
RP nerdy gateway drugs that can lead you to LARP, you could be like, yo, do you want to do some really stupid shit and go into this world as like old army buddies that are now in retirement and looking to find some new excitement, or like cousins who made a pact to go and find adventure, like just have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so many ways to make links. Like, guys, Facebook is one way, bringing a friend along is another. Yeah, heck, just fucking have fun. Find a person, find a group of people who can't escape you, such as Facebook, and just post until you get replies.
Keep pestering them.
Just keep pestering.
Another example is when I joined Future's End. Is that I joined Future's End. Well, I heard about it first of all, and then I also found out that Leon, who's in my Empire group, he also went. However, we didn't make it so our characters knew each other beforehand. Because there was the next event when I first found out about Future's End, the next event that was upcoming was actually a social event. And so I thought probably probably one that I won't go to since I haven't been to the previous mainline events. I'll just wait it out. Since I didn't have any links with anyone, and so Danny Mines actually threw me at people who did Future's End, and I barely knew. I'd spoken to like once online. She threw me at Jazz actually, and said, "Hey, do your characters know each other?" And Jazz goes, "Yeah, sure." And we just hashed it out there, and so it meant that at least then I would have a link with someone when I turned up to this rather bizarre circumstance that was the social, which was we were in some wacky wild mindscape parallel universe where no one knew what was going on. I turned up and she's just like, why the hell? Obviously she thought she was dead and this was a sort of a figment of a dream, but then all of a sudden this blast from her past has turned up as well, not just the people that were with her when the big explosion went off. So it made good game there, and she was talking to other people, when they were trying to figure out what was going on in this circumstance. She was like, so we're all here, we could all have died in this, but why the hell is he here?
Yeah.
And then obviously that she was then explaining who I was to other people, and it made quite good conversation in game with a lot of people. Yeah. So it doesn't just have to be a way of making it less awkward for yourself. You can create circumstance and conversation starters with quite a lot of people from it.
Hell yeah. It was actually hilarious because she just came up to me and went, so like, my theory is that we're probably all just fucking dead, right? Yeah. Like, we all got blown up by Morgana and now we're in some weird limbo land being ready to process into the rest of our deathness, But also, small wrench in that plan is the guy with the wrench over there who doesn't have a wrench right now, but like he should have a wrench because he's an engineer. It was just like Bluecrest, whoa. Girl, rewind, pause,
guy who
play.
made my gun, yeah.
Stop, chill, whoa, we're fine. It was hilarious, actually.
That sort of wild card is still going on, though, because since the event post to that was also quite wacky, we were in a sort of parallel universe circumstance, I still haven't really spoken to Bluecrest. My character Chum hasn't spoken to her character Bluecrest, because we still have been unconvinced that it's the real world and that it's some wacky dream, and so I don't want to make conversation just in case something breaks, like some kind of weird paradox happens because I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, you broke the Matrix.
So when she found us, she's like, "You're here still?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me," and just sort of like ran away. And so it's still sort of creating this quite humorous thing, because I've spoken to Jazz afterwards, and I'm like, one day the one character I made a link with before going, I'll actually have a conversation with, rather than just fleeing.
Yeah, it was hilarious because like me and Bluegrass have gotten downtime drunk since, and like
she's Twitter messaged me.
Yeah, and still nothing.
Yeah.
We still haven't talked. It's ridiculous. Like next time we're gonna be both throwing them in a tent and being like, just chat to each other.
Hash
it
out.
For fuck's sake. Stop being idiots.
Yeah.
Jeez, you're making us all look stable here, guys. This is not allowed.
It's quite a funny past there, and hopefully it'll come out a bit next event.
It's gonna be so funny. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's nothing better than talking or bringing the past, like sort of downtime and pre-event stuff that links you have, like sort of to light and telling those stories like we've done previously. Yeah,
it just makes the world so much more lived in.
Yeah, for sure.
It's great. It's good fun. Yeah, links. They don't have to be made before you roll into a game. You can meet someone at like event 3 and be like, "Ooh, I could have known you from a past where we like beat the shit out of each other."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like you don't have to do everything right off the bat. You can develop things and play as you go.
But also, coming off that, it's a two-way street. So if you've now joined a system, you join a system by making links with the lovely players. When you see someone posting online, I'm looking to join, be that helping hand to them as soon as you can, because you know how helpful it is. Hopefully people did it to you when you first joined. So feel free, and it's the best thing. I love it when a new friend joins a system, or
Yes.
in a weird background way when a friend dies at a system, because it's a free chance to make up a brand new link with a brand new character.
It's true.
Which we've been doing with your new Empire character, and I've been doing with Sam, who's coming to Future's End. We've created links, and rather humorously, this is Sam, as we previously mentioned, my best mate, and normally we have quite close knit characters. We did our first LARP characters were cousins, for example, whereas we've now made it so our Future's End characters don't like each other very much. We met in quite hostile circumstances, so that's going to be a really nice way to riff off them a little bit in a different way.
Yep.
I don't know how we're going to pull it off, because we're both towards each other very friendly.
You're both really chill as well.
We've never been aggressive to each other in our lives. Even when we grew up doing martial arts together, and it was always with a smile and no hostility there. So it's going to be quite funny. But so always look out for, and when you bring friends in, or if you come in with a friend, make links definitely, and make group links. You're all a crew from a pirate ship. If that's in fitting with the system, it makes good. It fills the world out, like you said.
Yeah, it's kind of another way of paying it up. Is sort of a way to think about it. Like at LARP, it's very much a team endeavor. So if you've got a LARP, that's great. You've got a game, you've got mechanics, you've got everything. But the thing that's really going to make the game is the people within the system itself.
Yeah.
So just being the key example of a LARPer that we all know and love, the archetype that everyone fucking loves about LARP is that we're all super fucking friendly, and just like aggressively caring to everybody. So be that, pay it up, talk to new LARPers, suss out links, just do some crazy shit, because it'll end up in some really stupid, fun, wacky scenarios. And yeah, like Charles said, if you've got a close friend who's coming to LARP, don't always feel like you have to make good links.
Yeah.
You can make bad links, and those are so fucking fun.
Just as fun.
Hell yeah. Like, if you've got an ex-villain you've like gouged their eye out in the past, and now they're coming back for you, that's great. Do it.
Make ambiguous links. You sort of, there's friendship there and hostility, just, and it could go either way when it hits play,
Mm-hmm. Best frenemies.
Yeah. That's a fun one.
Oh yeah. Good times. Good times. Okay, so well done, Matt. Thank you for your question.
Yeah. Successfully answered.
Mm-hmm. Not even in a really roundabout way this time, although
just
kind of
100% answered.
Totes.
I have a simple one as well, or quite a short, sharp one.
Shoot, fire away.
Maybe with a little bit of added detail, but this was from Wyvern's Watch Guy ?
Hi, Wyvern's Watch Guy ?
Wyvern's Watch Guy?
It's not sure.
The guy who came say hi at us at E3. He sort of his question was, what is the closest you've come to death at a LARP whilst not in the battlefield? So this would be around the camp, for example.
Okay, damn, this is a fun one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine, because at Empire, I haven't really had a lot of hostility whilst wandering around the campsite. I mean, there's been like lynch mobs that came through the hall, but I wasn't there currently, and for example, but like the at Future's End, it's kind of cheating because the battlefield kind of is the campsite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always, because you're out on skirmishes and linears and stuff. But when I one morning at Future's End 5, when it was minus whatever and it was snowing, and I woke up freezing. I was sort of just putting on my prosthetic, like my makeup and stuff for my character, putting on the scars and marks, and then we just hear people shouting outside the tent. There's like three of us, and they're like, Leon, who plays Legion, he's still like putting in his contacts and spraying his face up and stuff, and we hear people start screaming, and we're like, oh.
Here we go again.
Here we go, and I'm like already dressed, and I'm fine. I can go. Like roll the shoulder that's aching from sleeping on it funny, and then run out the tent to see like 20 people running down the hill at the camp.
Yeah.
Getting into a fight then, pretty much straight out of bed.
Was this when we were attacking the camp as the Citic minions?
This is when your character, yes, was attacking, having been possessed by the Citic. So yeah, I wake up to see freaking people who I thought were goodies, who I barely know, are screaming at me down a hill, and I'm like, oh, what's that kind of morning, is it? Just 5 more minutes. Come on, I haven't even got put my face on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So that was a tough little fight.
Throwing rocks at people, fucking pegging them in the back of the head with my bat. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Stop this. Somebody stop me.
So that was one of the most drastically different things, because Empire, notoriously, the battles happen hundreds of miles away canonically, where you go through a sentinel gate, essentially a portal that takes you to where the thickest and the most pivotal moments of the battle are, and your little shock troops, determine the outcome of the overall picture. Whereas Future's End, it was, I was in bed, 5 minutes later, I'm fighting things.
Yeah.
In just 5 feet from where I sleep.
Hell yeah.
It was, and there are, LT does that. They attack you in camp, and I'm assuming Exile probably will. Quite a lot of them do, and that was a big wake up call.
Yeah, it's not safe. It's great. No. Because obviously in Future's End, you are active superheroes out on a mission in a hostile environment, where everything is fucking trying to kill you. Which is always hilarious when you get like really, really nice NPCs coming into camp, and you'll be like, they have a weapon, and they'll like go to shake your hand. Exactly. And they'll go to shake your hand, accidentally like moving past their weapon. You'll be like, oh, and like go to draw yours. Oh man, it makes you hilariously twitchy. It's great fun. Yeah. But I do have an answer for this that's not actually monster related. Which again, it's an example from Future's End. So my character in the past has had some less than favorable interactions with one of the IC groups called Cerberus. They've got a bit of a rivalry thing going on. They're stepping on a few toes here. So at one point she ran into their tent on a mission to talk to one of the guys who had essentially they've been a bit mind fucked recently. So they've gone from being like the loveliest guy in the universe to suddenly just being a massive douchebag who's talking about like human experiments for no reason, apparently. And she wants to kind of figure out what's triggered that, if she can fix him, because she used to be friends with this guy. So she wants to help him, obviously. So I went into this tent, and there's like 15 of them sort of sat in a circle. And I go in and I'm just talking to this guy, and I just feel them circling me as I'm stood there. And Jack, who's the leader of this group, is sort of giving it French accent threats at the side of the tent as I'm trying to talk to this guy who used to be my character's good friend. So that was a very touch and go moment where I reckon if I'd been in that tent about 60 seconds longer before another IC friend came and said, "Tag, we need you," I would probably be mush. Because there were a lot of them, and they're quite tanky and quite heavy hitty. And I'm not really that tough at Future's End.
Yeah, you've got Bolsh armor. You haven't got actual armor. You've got paper mache after that.
Yeah, I've got me my need to fight everyone and protect all the things, and that's it. But yeah, it was an interesting moment of being in that scenario and just realizing, I could die here. Fuck it. To continue as we mean to go on, it's fine. And just like going along with it. And yeah, it's interesting when you enter into a situation willingly, not in a battle scenario where you could probably get squished within 2 seconds and no one would ever know. So yeah, that's always been fun. Probably have more of that to expound upon in the future. We'll find out. Who knows?
Yeah.
I see rivalry.
Because when I first went to Empire, I was told, don't wander around alone at night and don't be unarmed. And I was like, is that really necessary? And hearing stories since then, yes, it is. People do like to rob, mug, murder in the night.
Yeah.
Such as LARP. And
such as LARP.
I reckon, because I do wander around every now and then, I reckon the fact that I wear chainmail quite openly might have saved my ass more than one time.
Hell yeah. Because they're like, they don't pick on you because you're nice and tanky. Exactly. Go after someone their own size.
Yeah. But yeah, there's something to bear in mind is that there are always, Los Banditos and highwaymen and that. It's not always the monsters. We talked about PvP before, and it is a thing.
Yep. Be safe.
Yeah, be safe.
Be safe. Don't walk down Murder Alley by yourself at night unless it's funny.
Banter.
Banter.
Unless you can run quickly.
Take a dagger with you. Take like a venom knife. Take a venom knife or a harm dag with you if you're LT, and just like walk down Murder Alley by yourself really slowly and see who wants to try it. Because what's really funny,
clicking in rhythm.
Hell yeah! Like if you've got just a dagger and you're just you by yourself walking really slowly, what they'll do is they'll be like, they've got something else up their sleeve. It can't be just them because they are far too confident for being by themselves in a dark alley.
I mean, much like in real life, confidence is key. You know, people aren't going to, like, if you have heads held high and you look like you're meant to be there, you think twice.
Yep. So, you know, just, it's all about your swagger and all about how much bullshit you can pull off before they realise, oh, you're a 2-hit squishy. Great.
That's LARP, that is. How much bullshit you can pull off.
It really is. So, like, just have fun with it. Don't be intimidated, but also, like, be a little bit savvy.
Swashbuckler.
Yeah. Be a savvy idiot. Be idiots on purpose. Did you have any more on your end?
I didn't. Did you want to do some of yours, or did you want to do your on your left?
We can do one of mine.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Right. Let's do. Are there any unwritten rules of Empire I should be aware of?
Whether do I toe the line or jump over the line?
Jump over it.
No, but be careful on Facebook. Yeah, everyone's friendly. Some people are just zealous. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
enthusiastic.
Empire is a reasonably old system with some very strong rules written in, and the wiki is very full, and so it can be quite intimidating to read it all at first. And some people do like to keep things to the wiki, and and will not be as friendly to those who do not get it right. But they're few and far between, and there are often 20 people for one of them who will back you up on something. But
yeah.
What am I trying to say here?
Use your discretion.
Sort of, and also
don't
it's
let
also
people get to you.
Sometimes Empire people prefer it because they don't want to miss out on, because it's made of there's quite a lot of older generation people who do Empire, and so they're not as active on Facebook sometimes, and they sometimes feel like they're missing out if people do a lot of plot things, you know, and all their discussions are happening online and not in the actual game. So it's sometimes with big systems, like if there's the case of accessing Facebook beforehand to create links with characters and things like that, but at the same time, don't rely upon it for your RP and for all your information. You know, don't lose yourself game by not asking the questions in the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Like use your noggin, use your mind noodle. If you figure out a question that you're like, this could be interesting, just take a look at that question first of all and think, would it be more interesting if I found this out? I see, having played the card of I know nothing, teach me the things. Or
exactly.
Would you like to know more about it? Because there are people who are going to be yelling FOIP at you in the comments, which means find out and play.
It's less so that, because I think the reason that people are quite religious with the FOIP, which is find out and play on Facebook and Empire sometimes, is because the previous system that PD ran, Profound Decisions, was entirely FOIP. Like the admins would just like throw the FOIP hammer on anything that was remotely like that. Whereas there's a bit of handover from that. But yeah, so I don't agree with that mentality of, you know, every time anyone has a question they're curious about. I like the sort of gentle approach of, you know, thinking to yourself, you know, do I want to miss out on game by having this conversations with people, by, you know, asking, you know, who can I talk to about this? And because you're creating game for yourself and other people, and if you need to find out information on military matters, you can talk to, you know, higher up people, egregores, NPCs, who can then direct you to generals who can tell you all this stuff, and, you know, that gives them game. It lets them to show off their knowledge and allows you to become educated as well.
Yeah, and on the flip, guys, for people who are answering such questions on Facebook, don't just yell FOIP at these new players, because they're new, they might be nervous, and we're always trying to encourage new people in our hobby to really get stuck in. So maybe instead of just yelling FOIP, you could like go on the wiki and find a
I thought you were about to
relevant.
say go away.
Like
you could go.
I mean, that is one option. If you're thinking about yelling "Foip," reconsider your actions, please, because that shit sucks. But
Yeah.
what you could do is you could go to the wiki, maybe, if you know the relevant page about OC info for said thing, like military matters. Post that in the comments and say, hey, so this is stuff that you might find interesting for OC knowledge that your character might already know as a baseline. If you want anything more detailed and specific, please come and find me or someone more appropriate in the field. Like, that is good. That is something that you can do, but don't just yell for new people, please. Like, for fuck's sake.
First of all, they don't know what it means.
Yeah, like that's one way to send people scurrying away from LARP so fucking fast.
Exactly.
Right, we got enough time for some on your left. You ready?
Yeah, it's your turn this time.
It is.
Let me just get up the actual wording of this.
Okay, do you wanna read that out?
I'll read it. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Found it. All right.
Cool.
Oh no! You've been sucked back in time to the Dark Ages, and your wacky modern ways have the townspeople convinced that you are a witch. How do you use the object to your left to avoid being burnt to the stake / drowned? You know, whatever method they choose to end your life.
Yeah. So our response to this was, I mean, firstly, too real, and secondly, oh dear, because I looked him aside, and what do I have there? But one of my 3 wands that I own. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, not really. Okay.
Yeah.
Not going to convince them that you're not a witch, is all I'm going to say.
I know. So this is like the really nice one that's from Glastonbury as well, which my lovely friend Tessa got me.
Hey, Tessa.
Hi Tess, we love you. It's got like the lovely brown and gold quartz on one end. It's got like a clear gem at the bottom. It's got like clay wrap on an oaken wand. Oh, it's beautiful. But I've now got this wand in a place what wants to burn me alive. So you know what I'm gonna do?
What?
Is I'm gonna rule them like gods, angry gods, and I'm just gonna play full into this stereotype right now. Yeah, fuck it. I am a witch. I am an all-powerful witch. Your motherfucker's gonna bow. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this wand to scare the townsfolk and the militia into doing whatever the fuck I say, because I have a powerful wand and I'm gonna blow your face up. And I'm really gonna hope for some cool Deus Ex Machina where like the sky deserves to have a really, really good, well-timed thunderstorm at that exact moment. Yeah. Sort of like El Dorado style when the volcano blows up.
Yeah.
Or stops exploding because someone yells "stop!" Exactly, that sort of thing. So we're gonna pray for some Deus Ex Machina to whatever heathen gods that I pray to. We're just gonna stand on top of the town square and just yell things at people in essentially nonsense language and hope that they
tongues at them.
Exactly. Hopefully they think that it's like eldritch swearing when actually I'm just going oogity boogity oogity boogity. As the proud owner of one Necronomicon as well, I could probably fluff up some necromancy gubbins.
Of course you can.
Of course. I've done blood magic. This is easy. Fucking villagers.
Call
it's
upon
fine.
some of your Empire and beyond other LARP ritual knowledge as well, though.
Exactly. So this is a very apt on your left right now, guys.
The grading system for this one will be whether you die or not.
Exactly. It's super high stakes grading. So you know what? It's cool. These people are like all level 1. I'm at least level 3.
Damn.
Okay, I'm at least level 3. It's gonna be fine. I've got modern science. I've got modern medicine on my side. I've been taking vitamins for years, baby. I'm great. I've got all my teeth.
Oh, God, yeah. That's why they think you're a witch. You have all of your teeth.
I do. I have all of my teeth, including an extra one, which was in the top of my mouth. And then the dentist brought it down. Exactly. The dentist, this tooth right here, this one that's like weirdly out of line with the others. Well, that was in the roof of my mouth.
That was in my brain.
Child. Yeah. And now it's like, you know, with your third eye, you get your third eye. Well, I've got my extra tooth.
30th or whatever it is too.
I'm like 20 I think. I don't know. But I've got my tooth, and I'm gonna bite your face off with it, you little shit. And then hopefully I'll just like become a megalomaniac who actually possesses no worldly magical powers, and just rule them until I inevitably die of old age and or execution.
I mean, or some of the various nasty diseases.
Oh, like the Black Death,
Cholera.
but like cheeky cholera. That's cool. Fine, sure, yeah, okay. Green lung. Ah!
Yeah.
Of course. Yes, damn it, damn that green lung. It's everywhere, buddy. Don't trust the Valorn spawn. Ah! It's Valorn spawn Sean again!
No, hello, Sean.
He's on every in your left.
When we do a vlog, I'll bring him.
Yes, we'll have both of our pot plants. We both own pot plant childs.
Yeah.
Children's.
Childs.
Childy faces. So yeah, how'd I do? Am I okay?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
You calling upon the ritual knowledge that you practiced through LARP, I think you could have a small, uneducated minority of townsfolk convinced that you are indeed magical.
Awesome.
With some help from the weather.
With some help from some cheeky Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Thank you, meme gods, for sending me this. Oh, true. I do have purple hair at the minute. So, I could like, this is a sign of my eldritch powers that I got from Cthulhu, who you probably won't know about being medieval. But like, you know what? It's fine. Just imagine that he's super scary and has lots of tentacles. That's my boo. That's my main man.
I just imagine you trying to use pop culture references to explain. Like an ood. Wait, no, sorry, you haven't seen that either. Like like an octopus. You probably haven't seen octopuses around here, have you?
Yeah. Do you know what a squid is? No. A calamari? No.
They don't even know what a tentacle is. They haven't got any.
Ooh. That's what I'll do. I'll run around drawing tentacles on things and introduce them to eldritch mythology like 1,000 years before its time. It'd be great.
Create a weird eldritch paradox.
Oh man, that'd be so fun. You know what? I'll just have like a weird Lovecraftian community in the maybe they'll want to form my coven. Who knows? They could be really open-minded after this whole murder thing blows over.
When this all blows over.
When this all blows over.
We'll laugh about this.
Yeah, we'll go down the Winchester, slam a few pints, and laugh about that time I almost got killed by you and your great aunt Bessie.
I almost turned you into a newt.
No, remember that time that I made you eat frogs for 7 days? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I see you. It's okay. You can be like Tom Holland. He's permanently eating a frog.
Amazing.
I still love that. That's like the best thing to come up out of the internet in like at least a month. It's great. So yeah, cool. Good times. I'm alive. Woo!
I think, I'd say you survived that one.
I'm just too good. I'm just too good. Yep. Anyway, this has been a FMUF on rituals, guys.
This has been a FMUF.
It's been a FMUF.
We correctly did a fluff.
A
fluffy FMUF.
We did a fluffy FMUF. It was a very fluffy FMUF. We actually did a thing that wasn't just froth about a LARP game. So like, let us know in the comments below. Have any questions? Do you have any feedbacks? Do you just want to tell us how your day's been? Because frankly, we love that stuff.
Yeah, how are you doing?
How are you doing? How's everything? How's your goldfish?
How's Barbara?
How's Barbara? We love Barbara.
Barbara the goldfish.
Barbara the goldfish. Oh yeah, Barbara.
You go, Barbara.
You go, Barbara. Seriously, if someone has a goldfish called Barbara, I will high five you IRL.
If you don't, name one.
Yeah, there's a name for a goldfish. It's Barbara.
A goldfish has a name.
Its name was Barbara. Where's Barbara?
No, I refuse.
Yes, Barbara's a common name. My mum's named Barbara. It had to happen. Okay, right. We love you all. You gotta go now. Bye.
Muff.